Everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday night. Gosh, we're getting close to Christmas. Yep, Tuesday night. This is Sketch Challenge number 96. At least that's what I think we're at. We're getting close to 100. So as every Tuesday night, I jump on and do a sketch challenge with you and hope that you enjoy the sketches and you'll play with them and post your cards on my Facebook group. Hey, Nancy, welcome. All right, so tonight I am going to be using another sneak peek from the upcoming mini catalog. I've kind of moved on from Christmas. I said that the other day. I'm using the Country Boutique bundle. Hey, Tamarish, which is out of the Country Floral Lane suite in the new catalog. It's just so pretty. It's got a punch, which is unusual. We don't have a lot of punch bundles, but this is a punch bundle. And it's got a heart. So of course there is Valentine's to it, but there are some other sentiments with it. So I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'll show you at least some of the products from this suite. First of all, let me show you the sketch. So this is the sketch. There's lots we can do with this sketch. So you've got a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Layer number 1 is, as always, 4 inches by 5 1/4. That's the blue layer. Layer number 2, which is kind of this goldenrod yellowy color, is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And then layer 3 is the orange, is 1 inch by 5 1/4. And then about a 2-inch circle, and then a sentiment. I've said 1/2 inch by 2 inches. Whatever works for your sentiment, you can make that piece. So you could do lots with this. You can use designer series paper, which I'm using. I'm going to do something a little different with this layer number 3. I'll show you what I'm going to do. You could use your own designer series paper. You could use cardstock you've embossed for any of the layers. So lots you could do with this layout. All right, let me bring in, first of all, let me take this out. Always a glare if I don't take the cover out. All right, so this is the Country Boutique stamp set. So it's got lots of sentiments, all in kind of script, cursive. Happy Valentine's Day. I just wanted to say, lots of things that you could do. This really pretty 2-step stamping to make a heart that you can cut out, fussy cut or not. And then you've got these 2 hearts and this little heart, as well as these 2 leaves that you can actually punch out using. If you can see the punch, maybe it looks better from there. There we go. There's the punch. And then some other smaller hearts, the outside as well as the inside. I've got a hair here. There we go. And then another sprigs and some flowers that you can use. It's just really a pretty stamp set. Now, I haven't got all of the paper here, but let me show you a couple of pieces of, actually just one. This is the designer series paper I'm using. I love this. It's Sweet Sorbet, Petal Pink, Mint Macaron, and Mossy Meadow. Really pretty. And then the other side is the Sweet Sorbet and Petal Pink striped. Just lots of really pretty designer series paper. There's actually 2 sets of DSP in this bundle. This is the Country Floral Lane, and then there's Country Gingham. That is, this is Sweet Sorbet. So little a check, as well as on the other side is Mint Macaron. So colors that coordinate with this cardstock. So that's going to be my layer 2. So that's 2 inches by 5 1/4. All right, so I'm using Sweet Sorbet with this really pretty paper. It's hard to cover it up, but hopefully won't cover up all the hearts. There we go. So that's going to go on like that. And then I'm going to do some stamping of hearts on Petal Pink, and I realized I've missed my piece of basic white. Let me grab a piece of basic white. There we go. Need a piece for my sentiment. All right, so I've got a piece of basic white for my sentiment. Now, I've got a circle. This is cut out of the Stylish Shapes. I think this is maybe the second or third largest of the circles. I didn't actually cut this out. I had it in my stash. Kind of get a few hanging around. Okay, so where is my sweet sorbet? Just trying to find. There it is. Okay. Petal pink and sweet sorbet. So this is a great bundle. The whole suite is so pretty. Like I said, doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. It can be any kind of time. The designer series paper, while some has hearts on, not all of it has hearts on. There is, I'm going to use, these are the embellishments that are part of the suite. They're called Pastel Adhesive Back Sequence. Hey, Kathleen, welcome. And so they come in the pink, the gold, and then this blue color that goes with the suite of colors, because there is, I've made a card with this using Tahitian Tide, and these go really well with Tahitian Tide. Okay. Oh, and then ribbon. This is the ribbon. So it's actually real red, but it goes, real red goes nicely with sweet sorbet. So this is called Real Red and Burlap. So this is kind of a stitched, it's almost crumb cake, but they call it burlap. A stitched, not satin. It's a bit shiny, but it's not satiny. This is a grosgrain. So really pretty together. So it's a ribbon combination. I think there's 5 yards in both. So a total of 10. All right, let's get making a card. And then I realized I forgot the inside of my card, so let me grab that. Gosh, I'm not doing well tonight. There we go. All right, so I have some more basic white that I can do an inside. All right, so I've got sweet sorbet, and it's cut 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. And as always, we'll fold into the mountain or the raised line. And use this for the bone folder. So this suite of products is what I'm using for my monthly card club. So my club is available both as an in-person class, usually on the last Saturday or Sunday of the month, or it's available by mail, and you get 3 make and takes plus half a pack of the designer series paper, this paper, as well as a package of the embellishments. So these embellishments, and then the ribbon you will get. So it's $45 for the in-person class, or $50 mailed. And if you want to add on the bundle, you can add on that bundle and get it. So this is the one for January. Okay, so let's adhere this down. I just love this paper. This is my favorite, the one with the big hearts. These are kind of a little, they're not perfect hearts. They're kind of a little bit abstract in some ways. So they're just really pretty. And they've got lines. Even the stamp is kind of a distinctive stamp, because it actually gives you this a bit of distressed look with the lines in it. Okay, so that's layer number, my base and layer number 1. Now I'm going to use this piece as layer number 2. But before I do that, this is what I'm going to do for layer number 3, which is supposed to be 1 inch by 5 1/4. I thought it would be kind of cool, instead of putting another piece of cardstock on, to use ribbon as my layer. I hope that's enough. There we go. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces of my ribbon, 1 of each, that is about 5 1/4. And I'm going to, it's not quite an inch, I don't think. It's probably a little shorter, but it's close enough, especially if I put a bit of a gap between them. So let's take, and which do I want on the top? I think I want this one on the top. So let's try and get this somewhat straight and wrap it around. Can use my lines on my designer series paper as a guide. Hopefully we get it straight. Oof, just about to jip. Oh, not very straight. Gosh, Melva. Let's bring in my silicone mat. If you're ever worried about something sticking to your grid paper, use your silicone mat because it won't stick to the silicone mat. All right. There we go. Now we got it straight. Okay, and then let's use the, I'm going to have to put a glue dot underneath this because I can see I've got it a little tight. So let's take and wrap that around. And then that can go, there we go. All right, and I'm just going to take, you could, probably would have been really useful had I put some tear tape or some Stampin' Seal down, and it would have been much easier. But anyway, let's just take and put a glue dot underneath that to hold it in place. Might do a couple here, like that. Glue dots are amazing little things. There we go. Okay, good. Now we can take and adhere this. Now, when I have ribbon, I've said this before, when I have ribbon on my cardstock, I like to use Stampin' Seal. I just think it holds better than liquid glue. So, and I usually go right over top of my ribbon just to give it a little bit extra hold. So we'll bring this back. I'm going to try and not cover up all of the hearts. There we go. Okay, now this is going to go on like that. But before we put that on, let's do some stamping. So we're going to stamp these hearts. All right, and then what sentiment am I going to use? I will use the one that says, just wanted to say, which is this one. Okay, there we go. All right, so the first one I'm going to stamp tone on tone. So I'm going to use Petal Pink, and I'm going to stamp Petal Pink hearts on Petal Pink cardstock. And then, oopsie, I'm going to clean this off, and then I'm going to stamp it in Sweet Sorbet as well. Clean it off. Oopsie. If you're reusing it, I always try to stamp the lightest ink. That way, if you don't clean it completely, you won't get dark ink on. Like if I stamped Sweet Sorbet first and then got the dark ink on that Petal Pink pad, that wouldn't have been so good. But by stamping the light one first, it works a little better. All right, so now we're going to take and punch these out. Now, when you punch out, you get the leaves as well. So if you're not using them, discard them or save them for another time. There we go. Don't need those leaves. All right, so I just thought that I would arrange these hearts. How will I arrange them? Like that. Maybe something like that. So we're going to use dimensionals on these. I'm going to use little mini dimensionals on the little hearts. Just think they're just a touch too small to have the regular size dimensionals on. All right, so take the backs off. Just kind of like that. That, like that. There, that's pretty. Okay, and let's use dimensionals on this just because. All right, so that goes there. Now, I need, where's my piece of basic white? All right, and I'm going to stamp using Sweet Sorbet. Just wanted to say, and I'm going to fussy cut this out. So I said 1/2 inch by, what did I say, 1/2 inch by 2 inches. So I could have cut it out. I could have punched it out if I had a punch or a die, but you know me, I like to just fussy cut my sentiments. And we're just going to put that across like that. I think these big ones will fit on here. Ooh, just barely. And maybe a little one in the middle. And there we go. Just wanted to say. And then now I just need to cut a piece of basic white. So let's take my trimmer and we'll cut this 4 inches by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card. Hey Leanne, welcome. Okay, now what shall we stamp on the inside? First of all, let me find my stamp set. So I think I'm going to say, just wanted to say, I love that we are friends. Maybe? Is that what that says? Yep. And then there are 2 very cute little hearts here. So let's stamp a couple of these in the corner. There we go. Isn't that fun? I just love these little hearts. And I love the fact that they're not kind of perfect little hearts. They're kind of a little more abstract. So like I said, these hearts don't have to be for Valentine's Day. If you've got other sentiments, you can always use other sentiments with them. You could make them, you don't have to use kind of, this is, in the red tones with this Sweet Sorbet. But I made a card this afternoon using this stamp set in Tahitian Tide, Daffodil Delight, and Polished Pink, I think. So it looks pretty just the way it is. So there we go. That's the that's my card. Here's the sketch. Stayed pretty true to it, other than I kind of, I used the ribbon for my layer number 3 instead of cardstock or designer series paper. Oh, and then I didn't put any of these really pretty embellishments on it. So let's do that. Let's see. I think I'm going to use some of the gold ones just because I think I've got so much pink on here in with the sweet sorbet and the petal pink. So I think the gold will just look very pretty on here. So there we go. There's my card. And that's the inside. All right, again, this will be the monthly card club for the month of January. So if you're interested in that, let me know. The registration for it will close on January 8th. So you have a little bit of time to think about it and sign up. And if you want to order the bundle, this bundle will be available. Actually, the whole suite will be available starting on January 5th. Yeah, it's just so pretty. You're going to love it. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. I will be back live with a mystery challenge on Thursday night at 6:30 Pacific. So it's going to be a tic-tac-toe challenge. So I will post the tic-tac-toe about 9 o'clock on Thursday morning. So you can pick the line that you want to play and make a card or a project using the 3 things in any line, horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great evening. Happy stamping. Bye.